So what do you do when depression hits hard?
What do I do when depression hits hard? What do I do when I'm in a healthy state? Or what do I do when I'm like,
That's
how do I really react when I hit?
Break down into a crying ball on the floor.
I mean, I know when it's funny because I can't answer that because it's that moment where the light bulb's not turning like, oh, you're depressed now. Like,
right.
Welcome. Like,
that would be nice.
Right. That
like
would be
a red
or
I got
on like
light.
a red light. Okay. Now I'm depressed. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
But I think the answer would be probably what not to do first is like I shut down. I feel tired. I feel the weight of the world or my world, right? You feel this like.
That's right.
And it feels as though there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I've gotten, and I'm still a work in progress. I'm not saying I'm perfect or I figured it out. I think I still react more like that than the good way, but I'm starting to learn there's healthy ways. If you can identify, I'm starting to realize I'm going into one of these little, whatever you wave. I found it's keeping myself busy and giving myself things to really focus on that are actually important. Because often I find that I'm stressing the weight of the world or things that haven't happened yet, things that I think might happen. It's my own fear that then starts to like build up and take energy, where if I can kind of compartmentalize what's driving that right now. Am I really just stressed because I have too many projects that I need to finish? Well, it's okay. There's a way out of that, right? Like you can start on a project and finish a project. So I think doing some of that helps, but I think that looks different for many people too. I just know I can keep busy and not go there, right? I can just stay here and not go to that depressed state.
So you're looking for things that you have control of, that's either part of a routine or something that you can move the needle, that you can move something forward, whether you feel like it or not, that being productive about something you have control over. Because I think a lot of, my own depressive episodes are around what I feel like I don't have control of, whether it's a business or relationship or
it's low hanging fruit. Go get something that you can close and feel good about, right? Hey, I've done totally.
Check that off the list.
Check that off. Keep after, right? Creating lists. You mentioned that, but I do think creating lists, if you want a physical tool, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're running things in your head and then that's another fear. Did I forget something? Am I missing something?
Yeah.
I do think lists and being able to check things off helps.
Yeah, writing things down.
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
For sure. There's a lot of mental static that we all carry around of these things that we need to get done. And when we don't write them down, then they nag because we can't. Yes. I know there's something and I can't remember it.
Right.
Yeah.
It starts this whole like wave essentially that's building up, or the snowball essentially.
Yeah.
Tangible things like you start creating more lists. Speaking to myself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good idea, self. Exactly. Another one that's helped me in dealing with waking up depressed is routine. The routine is waking up, a prayer in the morning, a little Bible reading usually gives some good perspective. Sometimes it speaks to me, sometimes it doesn't. And then a workout, like
physical.
Yeah, just do a physical 10, 15-minute workout helps ground.
Sure.
Is good for breaking the sweat and getting back into my body.
Right.
Where I'm so cerebral all the time and just like constantly having to pull back down to my body.
And just to tag on that is, as someone who physically does hard work all day, I do think it is important to still do a workout, because there's been times where in these depressive states and I don't want to go do a workout because I've physically labored all day. But I think it's a different mentality, physically working, because it's a thing I battled with myself. Same thing. I've had these discussions and told Whitney, like, you're depressed. You just need to go run.
Yeah.
Well, I've been running all day. But it's the mentality. I think when you're physically running to like better yourself or lifting weights, or when you're doing something that physically you're doing it for yourself. Right. I think there's something to that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we look in the mirror when, we're like, like looking at that muscle or whatever, it's like, this is getting bigger. This is improving.
Or running or breaking that sweat. It's different than hammering all day or logs or whatever the, labor may be. Getting up early with the prayer, all these little, think the routine is good for, especially when you're in that depressed state. Routine is very important because the depression just wants to get you off your, same with grief in that way. It's getting you off of your track in a way.
Yeah.
Your routine. You want to just stay in bed all day.
Right.
You don't feel motivated to do the projects, right? You feel, like there's something missing. And I think it's about getting back on that horse, right? Just, you gotta, even though you're still in that state, you just have to keep going.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of successful people talk about that as one of their fundamentals of just life is a routine. And just like, cause some days you wake up buried, you just wake up underneath it, or any kind of tragedy or something could have happened, but you have to go to your routine. You just have to go to your routine. And that's what's going to kickstart you or get you off the ground, get you out of bed.
If your routine is healthy.
Right. Yeah.